All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Back to School Night, number 2 for periods 1, 3, 5, and 7. We are joining you this evening, and we have some opening things to go over. And one of, well, let me introduce myself first. Let's start there. Good evening. My name is Scott Thompson, the principal of Emerson Junior High School. And we are so glad that you are able to join us this evening. We do have translation available in Spanish. And if you are interested in that, if you look down on the bottom where it says interpretation, if you click on that, click on Spanish, and the fabulous Ms. Jackson will provide live translation for you. So give people a second to go ahead and find that on their screens.
Mr. Thompson, there's a message in the box that says that the interpreter function isn't working, and there's a number to call, 530. Can you see that?
Yes, I will copy that in right now into chat. So our translation through Zoom doesn't appear to be working, but there's a phone number that you can call, and we will put that into the chat here in just one moment. Apologies for that. We'll do that to all panelists and attendees. And this translation is for in Spanish for Spanish speakers. And that is the phone number in the chat that you can use to get access. And okay, right now I'd like to introduce Ms. Nelson, the Vice Principal for Vinci Junior High School and Site Administrator for Vinci Junior High.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. And hello to everyone at home. Thank you all for joining us, and welcome back for round 2 of Back to School Night. I know our teachers are eager to connect with you and share exciting projects they have planned for your students. They are working so hard to continue providing opportunities for student collaboration and connection during distance learning, and we are so grateful for your partnership at home. I hope you enjoy getting to know our talented staff, and please reach out if you need anything.
Thanks, Ms. Nelson. We know that quarter 2 is a lot different from quarter 1. Most students have 4 classes instead of just 3. What you'll hear from teachers tonight is how their classes are organized, what to expect from courses, and how to get help if your student is struggling. It's probably the most important. We are currently offering our after-school academic program Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday afternoons from 3:15 to 4 p.m. And you can find links in the weekly bulletin that will direct you there. And that weekly bulletin is sent out every Tuesday to all Emerson and Vinci families through our school messenger program. So if you are not receiving those, please let us know and we will make sure that you receive them. So now I'd like to introduce our fabulous counselors. We have Ms. Edwards here, our head counselor for Emerson Junior High, and also Ms. Bowen from Vinci Junior High. And so Ms. Edwards, I think I need to make her a panelist. So Ms. Bowen, why don't you go first and then we'll have Ms. Edwards join us.
Sure, of course. So good evening, Emerson and Vinci families. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight, virtually with you in your homes. I hope that even though we're not together, you can feel that connection. I'm trying so hard to send through that camera. I won't take much of your time. I know you're anxious to talk with your teachers. I do want to first just ask you to give yourselves a pat on the back. You made it through quarter 1. Congratulations. That was a really hard thing you just did, and I hope that you're finding ways to care for yourself and care for each other as we move forward through quarter 2. even though we are virtual learning, the counselors are still here to support you, as you'll hear from Ms. Edwards momentarily. And there are many things that we're here to help you with. There are so many, so numerous. I won't list all of them, but we want your students to be successful, both academically and socially and emotionally. And we're here to support in any way to make that happen. You will find our contact information on the school's website under resources, and all of our information on how to call, email, or schedule an appointment with us can be found there. So with no further ado, I'm going to let the wonderful Miss Edwards share some announcements and some information with you.
Awkward. Hi, my name is Kamika Edwards. Thank you, Principal Thompson, for letting me in. My name is Ms. Edwards. I'm the full-time head counselor here at Emerson. My caseload includes the 7s and the 8s. My counseling partner, McCarran Nickel, is responsible for the 9th grade, the freshman class. She is here on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. We are both responsible for academic support, personal and social support, and college and career readiness. Speaking of readiness, the holiday vacation season is upon us. Our schools have partnered with Recovery Happens to provide drug and alcohol prevention, intervention, and even postvention treatment services delivered virtually until it is safe to return to campus. A virtual parent education night has been scheduled for this Wednesday, November 18th at 6:30 via Zoom. The topic of the presentation is called Staying Ahead of the Trends, What Every Junior High Parent Needs to Know. This talk will be presented by Amy Rose. She is the Program Director of Recovery Happens Drug and Alcohol Counseling Services. Ms. Rose will share information about current drug and alcohol use among teens, especially vaping. In addition to our community partnerships, there are a ton of resources available within our district. On the district website under services, once you click the 4th option for mental health and support, you will be taken to a page regularly updated and monitored by our managers of prevention and wellness. Can't underscore enough how important it is to seek support when needed. This is, in my opinion, it's a strength of character and a core competency of resiliency. We are definitely stronger together. Back to Mr. Thompson. Oh, I get to introduce Ms. Choate. Ms. Choate, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I am now introducing Mrs. Lee Choate, Emerson Vice Principal.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards. Hi again, and thank you for joining us. We really appreciate that you're taking the time out of your evening to learn about what's going on second quarter. I am in charge of a few housekeeping items to talk to you about for absences and attendance. So I just want to remind you that if your student is absent from class, this is just like any other regular school year, even though we're in distance learning, that you do need to call in to our attendance office or email and speak with Stephanie Yandel, our attendance secretary. Absences cannot be cleared through your child's teacher. So you can't email your teacher and say that you have an appointment or something like that. It has to go through the attendance office, and obviously your child cannot clear their own absences. Please remember that your student has the expectation for engagement during all Zoom classes. So that means that either their camera should be on, they need to be responding in chat, or they need to be verbally responding to their teacher when spoken to so that we know they're there. And lastly, one of the most important things I think that we wanted to let you know about is that please encourage your child to attend the afternoon sessions. If your child has a special education class or is in study skills, those sessions are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 1:45 to 2:30. And every class period has a class one day a week where it's their afternoon session. And those sessions are expected that students will attend. Even if they're just checking in, there's no new content during that time. That goes Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 2:30 to 3:15. Students are expected to at least check in and with their teachers. If you have any questions, as always, I'm available. You can email me or call me. I think that's it. Back to Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, Ms. Choate. Thanks, everyone. We're about getting close to the time to send you off to first period, but we do want to have a couple of things happen first. In the chat, I've just posted the Google document that's published so that you can see which classes that your students are in. And so let me just briefly share my screen here because I want to point out a couple of things. I did that wrong. Okay, so the document that's linked in the chat has all classes listed for Emerson, Da Vinci, and our shared classes. So PE, languages, some agricultural things, peer helpers, all that good stuff. At the bottom of this program are some useful links. The Recovery Happens session that is taking place this Wednesday at 6:30. That link is right here at the bottom, and that will also be emailed out after tonight's presentation to all families so that they have the link readily available in their email. And then also the DJUSD mental health and wellness resources are available at the bottom for you to access easily. So we tried to build this program so that everything would be on one page and you could access it. So we'll share it again here in just a moment. When you go through this evening's schedule, first period will start at 7:20. And each session is going to be 15 minutes long. So some teachers have provided a pre-recorded presentation, while others are hosting a live Zoom session. So each session is 15 minutes with a passing period of 5 minutes. Once seventh period finishes at 7:35 p.m., that will be the conclusion of tonight's event. Administrators right now, as we send you off in just a moment, we will stay on if you want to ask any questions in the chat or use the Q&A feature. We can use that to answer any questions that you may have before you leave for your classes. But before we send you off to find your classes and links and all that good stuff, we just want to acknowledge how incredibly hard all students are working under these circumstances. It is, it's been a challenging time for everyone. And we recognize the great sacrifice and effort that families that you are putting forward at this time to make things work. So we are ever so grateful to have you part of the team. And we are here to support in whatever way we can. So that the staff in Emerson and Da Vinci are here to problem solve with you, so that all students can have the best experience possible. We're going to put the link in the chat one more time here for the program. We wish you all a very safe and healthy and restful break coming up next week. Our offices will be closed, and then we'll be back at it on November 30th, on that Monday, the last day of November. So, with that, thank you again for being here. And once again, we'll put the program in the chat, and then we'll address some questions that we see in both Q&A and in the chat here as we let you go. So feel free, if you don't have any questions, you can log off, find your program, and start clicking on the first period links, and those classes will be up and running in about 5 minutes. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.